Hey hippies, welcome back. It's your girl Courtney Shavante here. I'm back with another awesome resin grinder tutorial. This one is super pretty. I can't wait to get started with you guys and everything. But before we do get started, make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed yet, and hit that notification bell so that way you don't miss anything that I do put out for you guys moving forward. Alright, so what we're going to do to start out is I went ahead and sprayed some alcohol first because I realized that this helped the bubbles that do kind of form in those prongs and everything. It helps them kind of rise to the surface a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm doing that and everything this go around, and I'm just creating that even layer like I typically do. Use that heat gun to thin the resin out and spread it. It also helps the bubbles come to the top a little bit better, so that way you can get in there with that toothpick and then just get everything popped and whatnot. So yeah, just go ahead and continue doing that. And I want to just kind of make a quick public service announcement and everything, because you know I want to make sure that I'm very responsible on my platform. The resin grinders, you know, they are not safe. You are more than welcome to make them as you please. However, I will not be making any more resin grinder tutorials like this moving forward. This will be my last one, because no matter like, you know, how well you cast this resin and everything, over time the breakdown of the resin residue and everything is going to break down and get into like your product, and everything is gonna like get into your herb, and it does build up in your system over time. You won't notice it at first, but it can get very, very dangerous. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I put that out there for you guys. I wanted to make sure that you were fully aware of all the risks that you are taking and what's involved here. But you know, of course, you know, your business is up to you. But with me having a brand that's like so focused on feminine wellness, I can't put these grinders out in good faith moving forward. So therefore I will be stopping. So I just wanted to, you know, say that publicly and let you guys know, since I've been doing these videos very publicly, I thought I should address that very publicly. But we'll go ahead and move on with this last tutorial that I'll be doing for you guys. What you see me doing is I'm just dotting in some of these gold flakes and everything, having them dispersed throughout in this clear resin, and then I'm going to add these magnets. I did add a little black dot so I can make sure that they're facing the way that they need to, and you want to make sure that they're either facing up or facing down, but both of them need to be facing you know, the same way as far as those dots and everything when they're looking at you. So spray that alcohol, and then we're just going to wait a little bit to let that cure. Alright, so once it's nice and like a jelly consistency and everything, and it's pretty thick, what you're going to do is you're just going to mix up a little bit more resin, and you're going to make up some excuse me, you're going to mix up some of the black mica powder with that resin and get that stirred up really, really good. And then after you get that stirred in, you're going to toss in some of that black opaque alcohol ink. You don't want to use a whole lot, because you want to make sure that you stay less than 10% colorant when you're adding in. So just get that mixed in really, really good, and then you're just going to pour this into your mold. Now on that smaller side, you're going to go ahead and fill that baby on up. But on the larger side, you do not want to fill it up all the way, because that's the side that we are going to be doing our geode on. So you want to have room in order to put that along with the protective layer of resin. So go ahead and scrape out the remaining of that resin, so no resin left behind. And then you're just going to spray that alcohol and allow that some time to cure. Alright, so after that has had a chance to completely cure, what you're going to do is you're going to take your Pebeo outliner, and you're just going to start doing the outline of your geode. So just go ahead and draw the spaces where the chunky glitter will sit, and then from there you can add in the outline and you kind of get it connecting and everything. That's the method that I go about with it, so that way it just makes it a little bit easier for me. But feel free to, you know, do it how you see fit, and if you find a way that's easier for you, definitely, you know, go for that. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing here. It is available on Amazon. I have it linked below. This product is a bit pricey. However, the person that I got this method from, Nadia from Leah Designs, she does have a video where she's testing different outliner paints. So definitely make sure you check that out and whatnot if you are interested in an alternative. So go ahead and just let this dry to touch, and then from there we'll be able to go ahead and get started with adding in our glitter. We're going to mix that glitter up with our polyurethane. I'm using the Brightone that you guys see me use pretty frequently on this channel. I'll make sure that I do have that linked below for you in the description as well. Now I just mix this up into a nice thick paste, and then from there I'm able to maneuver it and place it and just kind of plop it into the center where I want my geode chunky glitter to be. So those first little outlines that we did in the previous step, that's where you're going to be placing this particular glitter mix. Now if you are, you know, really interested in my glitter mixes and you're really liking how they look and everything, feel free to head over to my Etsy shop. I do have different glitter mixes that I do have available on there, and I will be dropping more colors for you guys depending upon, you know, what you like and whatnot. So feel free to let me know which colorways you guys are really feeling and everything, and what you want to see more of, because I'd be more than happy to, you know, get it created for you. But yeah, so it's linked below, Courtney Shavante on Etsy. You can search me as well. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in, and then I'm going to let this like kind of play out over the time lapse and everything so you can see it, and we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so what we're going to do now is you're going to do the same exact thing with that polyurethane, except for you're going to mix it with a really fine glitter, so that way you can add this into the outline. And then when you're adding it into the outline, you want to use a really fine brush as well, so that way you can get into those smaller areas. And you want to make sure that you kind of cover up that black background, because that's kind of the purpose here, so that way it, you know, just kind of looks more like a geode effect, like someone just like kind of cracked it open, and you know, this is what we see. Like I said, you know, in previous videos, I'm very inspired by nature and earth and the elements and everything. So, you know, I use a lot of these things to kind of help form my art and everything, and the way I make things and how I want it to go. So if you like it, make sure you do check out my website, CourtneyShavante.com. I'm currently revamping it again, but I think this is going to be the last time that I do a revamp and everything. I just want it perfect, and my business is just like kind of growing and whatnot. So I'm just like, you know, trying to adjust and everything and make sure that the website is reflecting all the changes that are happening, because right now it definitely doesn't, and I feel like I've been kind of slacking there. But anyways, definitely make sure you check it out, because all the products are still listed there, and you can get some dope codes and everything when you sign up for the email and everything on our newsletter. But once you finish with this, you're going to let this dry completely, and then we're going to move on to our next step. Now our next step after that dries is going to be adding a layer of resin. Now we're going to be adding 2 layers of resin because we want to make sure that the top of it is completely smooth. So this layer we're going to like almost fill it to the top, but not quite. So just go ahead and, you know, spoon that resin on into the mold and everything using your mix stick, and then from there you can blow it around with the heat gun as well, so that way you can thin it out if you need to. And you can also get in there with a toothpick and some alcohol spray just to help further release those bubbles, because you want to try to get it as bubble free as you can. So that's the purpose of all this. You just kind of want to use them all interchangeably to get the desired result. And then from there, of course, we're going to allow that to cure. Alright, so after that layer has cured, what you're going to do is you're just going to add on another quick one right quick. This one you're going to actually fill the entire mold. So get in there with that heat gun because you want to make sure that it's bubble free. This is also going to help make sure that the little edges around the rim are filled in as well. It has some resin touching everything. And then you're just going to go ahead and continue adding that resin in till it's completely full. Make sure it's on an even and level surface, and then we're going to just let this completely cure. Alright, so our little grinder has went ahead and completely cured. So we're going to just wiggle this out from our mold and everything. So wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yep, and this is our first piece and everything. She is really, really pretty. I love how the gold flakes look right there too. That's how she looks fresh out that mold and whatnot. I'm gonna pull this one out as well. Right. And yeah, so it was really easy to cast these. Not a lot of overage, and like don't drop it like I did. But this is how she looks in the sunlight, and this grinder is absolutely beautiful. I am so in love with the turnout on here, and I'm just really feeling this whole geode crackle effect and everything. I feel like it's just so unique, and it can never really be recreated because, you know, every geode is different, right? You're never going to be able to get that glitter to lay exactly the same, and those lines are probably never going to look exactly the same either. It's really unfortunate that these aren't safe, but they are very beautiful for decorative use and everything. So, you know, I love expressing my art, and even though I probably won't use this, I'm just gonna like kind of keep it here and everything. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but this is what the inside looks like with the gold flakes and everything in the sun. I just love how it's just like a little pop on the inside. Gorgeous. Yes, yes, yes. If you love this as much as I do, you know the drill. Make sure you leave a like or a comment for me. I love hearing from you guys. You know, feedback is a gift, and I try to read each and every comment and get back to each and every one of you. But until next time, hippies, I will catch you later. XO. Mwah.